Well, hello everyone, and welcome to another magnetic monetization from turning energy, passion, and relationships into revenue. And why? Why? Well, the Blazen Connection Summit, we just specialize in different parts of the business form. Why not be aligned in different parts of your growth? And one of them, it's how to utilize your energy to amplify your business and to also connect with like-minded individuals like ourselves to grow together. So I'm really proud of you for coming here today. I am Blangelika. I am founder of I Am My Biggest Fan, store owner of Blangelika's Boutique. I am now the self-love queen, so I'm happy to share that with you all. And with me, I have the amazing Hazen, and I would like for him to come in and just introduce himself. And welcome. And there
I
you go.
am. I am also Blangelika's biggest fan. And
Thank you.
can you hear me okay, everybody?
Yes.
Okay. Um, I've just I love this connection and alignment here with first of all good people, and that's hard enough to find out there. Would y'all agree? Um, and then finding something I can do with, like, I really enjoy working with Blangelika and Mike, Michelle, and in different areas. And um, I basically came from a huge tech background and then was in marketing. And then, believe it or not, I was in engineering way back in the day. And I computer programmed and stayed up all night programming and started a web business. And then I've done so many different businesses and things. And I came into this group, through another friend that she it's a just 6 or 7 thousand members in the group, and her name is Becky, and I don't know if everybody knows Becky, but she said, I'm starting to invite some guys into this group, and I'd love to invite you in because I've known Becky for like 15 years or so. We've had other businesses, we've done things together, and she was like, I just know you're not going to be a weirdo in a group of women. And I said, that's awesome. I am a weirdo, but not that way. I'm just kidding. Anyway, so Becky brought me in, and then I made really good, just helped everybody. And I decided I didn't even promote any business or anything for several months. I just was like, how can I help you all and help people in the group? And that's kind of how relationships started, and how this all kind of formed. And then Blangelika and Blangelika was like, let's do. We were on a Zoom for several hours, and it just turned into the Blazen. She came up with the Blazen Summit, and that's one of my nicknames from when I was a kid, was Blazen. And all the nicknames you get with that rhyme with Hazen, you guys can think. But yeah, Blazen Hazen came in, and then she called me Kentucky Fried Chicken, and then it was just, here we are.
For the ones that don't know, he is from Lexington, Kentucky, and he works with technology, AI. So that's Heather. It's going to be a really amazing opportunity for also to connect with Hazen and this the amazing community. He's also working with a 3D world. He's a realtor, investments, networking. He could tell you tips and grow, and that's why we're here. We're here to give you amazing tips, and why not share with the community? If it has worked for us, it will work for you. And this is for you, for me, and for all of us. So I am very flattered to be here offering this opportunity for everyone. And we all have a journey. We all have a purpose. And why not just give that opportunity and share the love? And there's so much to share. We could only share within at least once a week, but we're always here helping each other, and we connected that it just becomes our own little family. And now we're growing and we're becoming a bigger family. And as we grow, in my world, if I grow, everyone around me grows. And that's how it works. I would not do it any other way. This is the only way I will share the love. So it's very important for me to also connect with like-minded individuals that have that same form of growth, that same passion, that same purpose. And even if at a certain moment you feel that you don't have that purpose, I know that there's going to be some triggers around that we might speak about that actually will connect you to that purpose that you have aligned. So I wanted to start by just asking for just a moment, just a moment. Just go ahead and just place one hand in your heart and just take a deep breath and allow yourself just to be here present. And as you place your hands on your heart, just say, repeat after me, and you could just do it in your mind. I am open to receiving more abundance alignment with my truth today. Just write that and just let that sink in and just let that rest and open your heart to more wisdom and to more love and to more authenticity and to the abundance. Abundance is beautiful. The pleasures of abundance will take you places. And and I remember when I had that abundance and at times I failed and I failed and I'm like, why am I failing? But then I had to come back home to me and say, it's something is not right. And why not just go in there and dig and find that purpose? And and it's beautiful to share that purpose with the world. Your story matters, your love matters, your purpose matters, and your gifts are divinely guided by God just to bring it out there to the world and to become the best version of yourself. Um, so you're not here to hustle harder. There's ways around that you could actually integrate into your everyday life so that you could just work with ease and allow yourself to receive. See, when I was 21 years old, I opened my first store. But that same year, I made my first $60,000 a year. I I did it at 21, but then I lost it all. And it took me years to come back. Then later on, 17 years ago, I started at $11 an hour in the company I work for. Now I'm making six figures. Now I'm transferring that because it's already here. It's me. I'm made for that. It's mine. Now I'm transferring that to my business, that core, that purpose. But why is it different? Because it's made out of love. It's the most genuine, the most beautiful gift that you could ever give yourself. And there are three energetic codes that you have, and those are very important. To me, is the clarity. You want to have the clarity. You want to know what's your frequency, where are you vibing? Well, how are you feeling? How are you talking to yourself? Are you taking care of yourself? What do you want and why? And ask that for that clarity in that direction that you deserve. It's yours. It's only yours, not mine's, not Hazen's, not Heather's, no one's but yours. Ask yourself that. And then there's also an embodiment. An embodiment will you actually sell through your energy, through your force, to your attractment, to your embodiment. Once you embody that, there's no way around it. It just becomes part of you. And when you realize that all this time you have had it and you've been disconnected from your genuine and authentic self, and that is beautiful. We don't judge if you didn't know. No, that's the discovery that you should always be grateful for because then once you start embodying, you start mastering it, and then you allow yourself to have that permission to flow within that energy, to flow and become the magnetic that you deserve to be. And that's where I'm at. And I love doing that. I love doing that for me. It fulfills me. It just brings me the joy. And next thing you know, you bring that openness to bring long-lasting relationships that will always stay within you, because you become that magnetic field and you start sharing your gifts and your wisdom, and then that opens a different world for you. And so I would like to ask this question: what does wealth feel like in my body when I'm being authentic? And you could either come mute yourself and comment, or comment in the box. But I would like to ask that for you. What does wealth feel like in my body when I'm being my authentic self? Anyone? Freedom. That's beautiful. Yes. Because see, energy alignment, it's very visual. And when you have a heart that it tells you, oh my gosh, I'm I'm just made for something bigger, because and Hasten says roll over instead of rolling out in the morning. Yes, even I mean, there's days we all go through that, especially in this business form, entrepreneurship. You know, you're gonna go through a phase of burnout. I've been there many a times, but I take myself out there. The problem is, if we stay there, we don't want to. We don't, because we have so many dreams and so many things that we want to create. So it's not aligned. So why not live in a lifestyle that you take care of yourself, you enjoy who you are, you believe in yourself, you nurture yourself to self-love, and then bring that good energy back to you and knocking it right out and become the best version of yourself and become your biggest fan. Why not? You deserve it. And with that being said, I I feel that the moment you shift your mind to a successful and to an abundance and the pleasure, just feeling the pleasure of it, that it already exists, that is within you, and that you deserve it, and you're taking care of yourself, and your mind, it's not going, oh, I never get paid for that, or nobody buys from me. Well, I mean, I'm sorry to tell you, but if that's your mindset, there's no one that is ever gonna buy from you. But what if? But what if you give yourself an opportunity to feel that? Or maybe is there something blocking you from it? Journal the prompt, and I could actually share this with you. Journal the prompt and see how your body feels and reacts to that question, and then embody it. Give yourself love with affirmations. There's so many things. And by the way, everyone will receive today um a magnetic monetization worksheet. It is actually already in your chat. I hope I did. Um, and you can download and use it in the comfort of your own home. I created that with this. Why? Because we're going to be talking a lot of things, but in reality, I want you to practice it and see how you feel, how your mentality changes, and how your body it starts changing, because your focus will change, your mind and body will be more aligned with your purpose, and that is just beautiful, beautiful. I wanted to share my screen a second here. Yeah. So, so yeah, the clarity, the embodiment, and permission. Permission is very important. Sometimes we don't allow the permission because we have had limited beliefs. What would people think if you talk about money? Because at times our parents weren't now letting us talk about money. Oh, you can't talk about money. In my case, it happened. We couldn't talk about money because people thought that if we talked about money, or I was rich, or and just whatever the case may be, sometimes it just happens. But let that energy and that foundation attract the abundance that you deserve. It's already there. It belongs to you, no one else. And it's very important for me to just share that love, because you deserve to be loved and to accept, to open your hands to receive. Allow yourself, just allow it to you to receive. And you will, once you start embodying all this, you will start seeing changes. I trust myself on this. I have worked on this, and it's just beautiful. Mindset, it's everything, and alignment. is the path to the most beautiful, abundant life that you could ever live. And we're here to help you with that. I want to bring Hazen back in, and we also, I want to give him the opportunity to talk about strategic monetization moves.
I thought you were going to keep talking there. So there's so many ways. I had a good conversation yesterday, and it was about connections. This guy has a lot of connections, and I have a lot of connections. And years ago, I'd say 15, probably 15 years ago, I I was struggling with having connections that I could monetize. Not in a bad way. It's like I would connect people and then they would go on to do business, but I was somehow, you get left out of it. You introduce somebody and then you start to think, well, that took years to cultivate that relationship, and then it's just so easy. And then I said, you build these relationships, and if you really get into wealth and people with real money, they want to do business with their friends. And we're told people be careful doing business with your friends. Well, that's usually because we ignore red flags or certain things in our friends, that kind of thing. And it's really a phrase that keeps people down, because seriously, there's a book, and it's by Jeffrey Gitomer, famous author. He's like a kind of a, he used to be bigger, but now he's like a smaller Tony Robbins type. And he has several books. And then I was fortunate to be involved in a group with all about abundance. And it was a group of guys that were like, we want to be around people that we can shine and not have to hide that we have awesome ideas, or that we do cool things, or that we know how to make money or have businesses. And they were like, we give a lot to charity, and the whole group had all these things to it. And going back to that, it was just about, how do you all work together to 10x, 20x, 30x your incomes by working with people that, instead of talking to people that don't know any better or want to hold you down, or sometimes friendships are really not, like, some of your closest enemies are some of your friendships, where you've got to really look at them, and do they really want you to do better, or do they just want you to do okay enough to keep up with them, but they don't want you to do better than them? There's friendships like that you have to look at. But it comes back to, how do you get with people that want you to make more money and you to make more money, and then go on vacations on a Monday or a Tuesday instead of the weekend where it's packed. Stuff like that. Like, the beach isn't packed on a Monday usually. And building those connections that they want you to succeed. And one of my favorite quotes, I have a million of them, is, the people that want you to do well talk about you and speak your name in a room full of opportunities. They will bring you up, instead of saying, oh man, like, Blangelika could be great for this, but I don't want to introduce her, or I don't want this to turn into something big for her. Like, people will hold opportunities away from you. And I noticed that years ago, and I filtered those people basically out of my life, and not in a bad way. You just start to separate, and then you're too busy. And then when they can't take advantage of, well, first of all, your good nature maybe, and then your contacts, they may even be get hateful, or they'll be like, you've changed. And it's like, yeah, I'm changing every day for the better. Or they don't even realize the negative effect they were having, or that they were maybe stealing some of your energy and that kind of thing. And so part of your connections is, do they want you to do better financially? Do they bring you into rooms where you can make more money or real opportunities or have connections where you can work together and build together. Because something that I grew up with was my best friend. He's like my brother. He's like my brother. And his dad said, you guys always have to have some kind of business to work on. I don't care if it's an affiliate marketing thing, network marketing thing or something. You got to have some kind of business that you guys talk about. Because as you get older, you have families and kids, you will separate. He's like, and then 1 year will turn into 3 years and you won't talk. And he said, so one of the biggest things that his family, was big on was you two need to always have some kind of business together, because that, no matter what, you have a reason. And it's funny I'm saying it that way, but you have a reason. You got to talk to each other, and that keeps a friendship over the years, having a business together, even if it's something little. So that coming back into play is monetizing your connections, and there's so many ways to just bring up opportunities without selling something or promoting something. And it's just like, look, in the, like, as she just had on there, like affiliate marketing, there's network marketing, there's all kinds of things. You just have to know what to look for and how to vet those companies. Most people don't know how to vet them correctly, and that's where they can get into trouble. And especially network marketing, it's earned every positive thing said about it and every negative thing said about it. And there's good people in every business and bad people in every business, but there's things you can do out there, and there's tons of affiliate marketing stuff. And so we were talking about that yesterday, coming back around to this conversation. He's like, I'm just, I've got all these connections, and he's trying to figure out how to monetize them. And these connections are good connections for him, and they are helping him. They want him to do better. And he said, so I know I'm in the right circles now because they want me to succeed. So I'm really big on, there's two, like, I've got a 5 thing for my life, 5 like point circled here. But one of the things that's big is I do want something, and I need fulfillment, real fulfillment. And what it is getting up without having to get up. Rolling out even if without having to roll over or not wanting to roll over. And then the other one's helping people. So if you can help people make more money or help people do better in their life in general, like what Blangelika is doing, what Mike does, what a lot of people do in this group, you'll, no matter what, if you help them, those connections will start to, the bad ones start to leave and the good ones come in, and then everybody can do better together, and you can start to monetize those. And there's so many opportunities out there nowadays, especially with affiliate. Everything's going to affiliate marketing, just so you know. And it is you can do so many things to make money nowadays. So but here's the thing. You got to find people that are willing to show you what those things are and that have done them. So part of that abundance group was, you're in a group of guys that have had massive success. They were way more successful than me. But instead of me talking to people that may know or may not know, I was talking to and still talk to these guys, and they want to help you. They're mentors of mentors. They several of them are multi-billionaires now. And that's, I don't know, I usually don't bother them, or see how I said that? They don't think I'm a bother. That's something right here. That's they love hearing from me, but that's my brain right there. That was a good catch. So they, like a year ago, I called this guy. This guy owns, I want to say, like 300 Keller Williams offices, and they're huge. And I called him. His name's David, and he was like, Hazen. And I thought I was gonna be like, hey man, you remember me from like 6 years ago? But that's not how good people are. So in terms of monetizing your connections, get with people that can vet a company, that know where it's going, that understand whatever that industry is, so that you're not flying blind and you're not just joining, something that's, I'm guessing at it, or maybe this will work, because you don't want the maybes. And maybe your friends, if you reached out to your friends and your connections into what she was saying there, and you were like, what can I help you with? Maybe that turns into an opportunity for you. If you reach out to say, what can I help you with? Or what are you working on? And then maybe you have ideas. You never know. That's a better way to approach it, is saying, what can I help you with first? And if you give first, a lot of times you get back. And that's part of all that pulling together and everybody doing better together.
That's a good point because I get a lot of requests, DMs on Facebook, and the majority of the time, I'm not like, here's my clarity call, book a call with me. No, it's like, hi, how you doing? Welcome, thank you for connecting with me. Would like to learn more about you. What are you currently working on? That you see how different it is that when you're like, hi, I am Blangelika, founder of I Am My Biggest Fan, store owner of Blangelika's Boutique. I'm a Reiki master. It's the self-love queen. And I'm like, I'm just talking about me. I know who I am. So I want to know about you. And then we could have that amazing conversation and be like kids, like, hey, what are you working on? It's so much fun. And then you bring that energy there, and then you turn those leads into friends. And then they're here. Maybe they're at Michelle's with her summit, or maybe they're over there at 3D World. If they're massive, then they want to go massive, go to the 3D World, become an avatar, or I don't know, or maybe come into my networking events and become part of my family. There's so many opportunities out there. It's just doing things with ease, not like the what ifs, because that's what we were taught. Just do, oh, what are they going to think if I, no, just be yourself, be authentic, and say hello, and see what are you working on, and see how that conversation starts into more alignment with you.
Something, when you said what if, there's good what ifs, but there's something that a guy told me years ago. He's like, and I've heard that before, but I remember it because of him. But he said, it's not what if you, it's like, why not you? Why not you? Like, what if you started with the why not you? Like, why not you be successful? Why can't you do this? Like, why not? And a lot of people don't think about that, but it's like, why not you? Not like, what if I could do it? Man, I wonder if I could do this. No, it's like, why not? Start with why not, maybe. It's your why and why not. But it's something that hit me.
I like that. I like that. Does anyone have any questions so far? You're more than welcome to ask any questions. I like to do this interactive.
Do you have any
Um,
comments on any of that?
I'm sorry.
I was saying, like, just does anybody have any comments or commentary? Or
Yeah.
I do, because dude,
Yay.
what you just said when you were talking about your friend, always having a business with your friend. So 3 months ago, I was in the mindset of needing to get a job. I met this dude who ran a gutter company. Now, just by talking with him, we have become friends, and I'm a partner with him. I'm partnered with the company now. I'm no longer an employee in it. And I've noticed that him and I talk every single day, even if if there's no job or anything for us to actually go do, we still chat. And that really hit it when you said that. I'm like, huh, that makes a lot of sense. Because I wish I would have had a business with my best friend. Because for 16 years I didn't talk to him.
that's right. Wow.
So that was very cool. That really synchronistic. Much appreciated.
Which,
And
I
you know,
mean, you really
mhm.
manifested it, right? For years you've been wanting
Yeah.
to do that. And we also work together, Mike, and we're friends. And isn't that beautiful? And it just flows so easily. So
Yes.
easily.
Yes, it
We're
is.
And
not
think about it, even
aligned.
us here as a community, a lot of us have worked together in different things.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm all for helping other people
I
and
wonder.
helping them get their word out too, because it's very important.
100%. I think it's so cool that I have never felt more seen and heard before I became a part of this community.
Yes, I
And
agree 100%.
that is the one thing that really catapulted me to start showing up more. And it made a lot of things click in my head.
It does, yes.
That's beautiful. I like that.
Like
I would.
Blangelika, we brainstormed the other night together.
Yeah.
Yeah, she said, "Hey, I mean, this is like, what time was it? Like
9 o'clock,
nine
my time.
o'clock. And do you have time? If I'm really tired, even if I'm tired, I will think about it. But because I do a lot of things, but
I
I
know.
was ready. I was like ready. Like she actually, I'm like, yeah, let's get on. She called me. We stayed there. And the other night, I'm like, because I'm in transition. I'm like, what ifs? Because I normally don't talk to anybody. I just do things. I just get them done. And can we chat for a little bit? We did. We did like 20, 30
Yeah,
minutes. And it's beautiful because those conversations, they turn always into something meaningful. And we're there
yeah,
to support each other because this journey could be hard at times, but there's always room for growth. There's always, and we
mhm,
always find solutions. I don't like to see anyone stuck.
mhm. And you
And
don't have to do it alone.
no, we're
You
never
don't have
alone.
to do
We're
this
never
journey
alone.
alone. Yeah, we're never. We have each other. And
Always.
Yes,
that's a
I
very important thing.
And you know,
definitely.
it's so synchronistic too that you mentioned that, because one of my biggest blocks for me was feeling like I had to do it all alone. And it wasn't
Hmm.
until I really let that go that I was able to perceive that it was really me keeping myself separate. And Janet, this I felt that along for a long way too, where I didn't think what I had to offer was really valuable.
That's
Until it,
where I want to go to. I want to read Janet's comments. She says, I think I am stuck. It's not thinking that what I have to offer is less than or less value than that less value than the people that I'm connecting with. So I just have to be authentic and make real relationship. Yes, people that
yes,
are aligned with you, like-minded. And it could be as simple as name something. And this is what I'm gonna go back here to the sharing screen.
This,
And
there's another quote. This is why, and society does it to us too, and that's our growth. But that's why they say the graveyard is the richest place in the world.
Yes, you did say that.
hmm,
And so creating your magnetic offer map, just start with your passion, your authentic self. What do you like to talk about? I mean, let's say, what do you love to talk about? Because in reality, it's what you love. I talk about a lot of things and at times some BS. I don't care. That's just me. I mean, either I'm talking about self-love or I'm talking about abundance or I'm talking about wealth or I'm talking about like what is my next chapter? Or maybe I'm talking about what do I have to find in myself that I have to scan and see where am I stuck at? And every time a challenge comes to me, I go back home and then I message Mike or and we're here for each other because sometimes we don't know it all.
Yeah,
right, 100%.
But
And we don't have to. That's the beauty of it,
yeah,
mm-mm. We think we have to know it all, but in reality, we don't. And we
we
come
don't.
in community to help us grow. So you use your energy and what do people always come to me for? Think about that. Let that sink in. What do people come back to me for? One of the reasons I started doing networking events, because
Mhm.
before I even started this business, I've always connected people. And now I'm connecting people in a different level. But this one is different. This one has so much love and so much passion that it overflows. And I come in on camera and I do my videos, or I go and share something positive, whatever the case may be. But they come for me because I'm always empowering you to be the best version of yourself, to become your biggest fan, to let go of the bullshit. It doesn't fucking exist. And then when you start realizing that you let go of those negative beliefs, that it just keeps you stuck in something. It's like a vicious circle of the same thing over and over and over again. And then you let that go, and then you find that path to revenue. Because I'm going to tell you right now, most of the people that are not making their money, it's all here. It's all within you. You're blocking yourself. That each income stream you deserve, there's more to it. Of course, there's a lot. There's healing to do, grounding, go out in nature, journal, meditation. There's so much you could do. But what if you start just trying it on little by little and letting yourself just to just open your arms? And in reality, I normally go outside like 10 minutes or whatever. It's getting really hot, so I'm keeping it down to like 5 minutes. But I go out there barefooted and I just sit there and I allow myself to just open my hands and just allow myself to receive the abundance, to receive the pleasure of just being out there in my own comfort zone without any distractions or anybody. Because once I leave out that door, there's so much going on.
And, you know, because I don't know everybody on here, but sometimes that sounds like flower child to people. And it's really not, because when she says grounding, there's not enough emphasis on that. Grounding is where, you walk at least for 10 minutes just on the earth, just on grass, sitting on it, walking on it for 10 minutes. And if you look up the research on grounding, it's insane. They have literally, I mean, there's a ton of this now. They've taken groups of people and they've taken them outside. They take their blood and they do all these tests on them beforehand. They take them out, they walk around barefoot on the ground, sit down, get up, like 10 minutes, come back in. It's like every issue in their body is corrected. No kidding. Look this stuff up. Blood pressure's down, all this stuff's down. Their blood flow is a big one. Their blood beforehand is pretty stale and isn't moving, and platelets are all stuck together. They go out and ground, and they're not exercising. They're just walking around for a minute or sitting down. They come back in, and their blood flow, all the platelets are separated. There's more oxygen in their blood. It's crazy, and there's way more benefits than that. So it's not just. I like to say that because sometimes I can see how that can sound, but that whole thing right there, being in nature for 10 minutes, or getting some sunlight and doing the grounding, look up grounding and you'll understand like how huge that is. And there's so much research on it. It's kind of like irrefutable at this point. Sorry, Bone Jug, I had to say that.
No, you're perfect. You're good. I mean, you're part of this, aren't you?
Yeah.
Heck yes. So one of the things that I've been working on for the past, I've done it before, but I wasn't like really on it, is mirror exercising. Mirror exercising. Oh my gosh. Right, Mike. And then I started back into it with Mike because I was in the last couple of 2 months. It's been a roller coaster of freaking emotions and like delete, nothing exists, nothing exists, nothing exists. I'm done, and I'm like, I don't want to be in that place of not feeling safe.
What do you mean
And
by a mirror
Yeah,
exercise?
tell us about that mirror exercise.
Well, I mean, you take a mirror, you're going to look at yourself in the mirror, and we could do it together right now because I'm actually that's what I'm talking about at this moment. But what if you just get a mirror, which I actually have a mirror here in my studio, and I do it online too. But just take a mirror and just ask yourself, I am open, I am aligned, I am ready to receive. Just tell yourself that. And you could use this with a question. Allow yourself, what's blocking me from receiving abundance? What's blocking me from receiving love? What's blocking me for being healthy? There's no right or wrong in this world. The wrong thing is not doing something that you might think is not going to work, but what if you try it and then you start integrating it? And then you see how you're going to start shifting little by little. You start waking up in a different mindset. You start sleeping better because all that crazy worms, they're not coming out anymore. You're receiving a different vibe. And then you journal that. You journal it out and you let it go. And then I like writing back, I am happy. Thank you for allowing me. And be grateful all the time. And but yeah, mirror exercise is very, very powerful, especially if your journey is ascension. If you are in a journey in the spiritual community, and this is for anyone, ascension, you don't have to be a Christian. No, this is for everyone. You deserve to ascend because when you start ascending, the money is flowing. Clients come in a line because you're not meant to work with everyone. You're meant to work with your crew, with your tribe, and you start receiving abundance anywhere. If you're like if you're single, love starts coming to you like drop, pop out like that. Right, Mike?
100%.
Mm-hmm. And you start using these tools, and I'm telling you, they're just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And if you want to do, I could create a workshop for you. I integrate mirror exercising in my workshops and my coaching. It's very powerful, very powerful.
And something to add to that, when you do the mirror exercises, brush
Mhm.
your teeth. And while you're brushing your teeth, use your opposite hand. So for me, I'm left-handed. So when I do it, I brush my teeth with my right hand. And what that does, and there's a whole bunch of scientific data behind this, is it makes the neurosynapses in our brain rewrite themselves. It literally reprograms our brain just by doing that simple act. And then that's a clean slate. So while we're doing the exercises, we're deprogramming and reprogramming at the exact moment.
There's
Super powerful and fast.
there's a book called Brain Strengths or Brain something, and it talks about all that. Taking different routes, brushing your teeth with the other hand.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And simple tasks like picking up your coffee or your cup and drinking it from your opposite hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dr. Joe Dispenza broke down all of the scientific data and mapped the brain through this whole process. His research on that is fascinating to watch. It's deep, but it's super interesting. So I just wanted to throw that in there. This is so fun.
Called
Yeah.
it's called Keep Your Brain Alive
Keep Your Brain Alive by who?
Who by who? Yeah.
by Lawrence C. Katz with a K. It's Katz, and it's neurobic exercises to help prevent memory loss and increase your mental fitness.
Hmm.
He's got like stuff with your senses, with your nose, how powerful your nose is.
Oh yeah.
He calls it brushing roulette. Is what you were talking about. He says brush your teeth with your non-dominant hand, including opening the tube and applying the toothpaste.
Yeah,
I
the whole process.
Oh wow. Huh.
substitute any morning activity, how you button your shirt, style your hair,
Ooh, those are good ones.
That's a good one.
how you put on your makeup, how you shave,
Oh, there's another good one.
how you eat, or use the remote control on your TV.
Oh, yes.
Can you share the author in the chat so that Norma could write it down, and I could actually share the link.
I'm trying to see like where it hits, and then only use that hand. Research has shown that this type of exercise results in rapid and substantial expansion of circuits in the parts of the cortex that control and practice tactile information from the hand.
Mhm.
Wow, that's pretty.
Wow. Yeah.
Like,
I've got all these things like that bookmarked in here. That's awesome. You brought that up. I've been reading a lot about this.
Yeah.
I-
Hazen, put that title in the chat
Yeah.
and their name.
Mm-hmm.
got it. Who was the author again? Hazen?
Lawrence
Lawrence Katz.
Lawrence Katz.
He made sure to put PhD after it.
Yeah.
And they use his whole thing is neurotics uses the 5 senses in unexpected ways to shake up your routines.
That's
They
super cool.
can make it fun. Yeah. I was reading the backside of it, but yeah, I've been reading.
When I first started studying alchemy and learning how to do the inner work, those were some of the first exercises that I was taught to do, is how to engage our senses. Because we look at our senses as one just they're all together. But when we learn to be able to separate them, that teaches us how to become aware of the subtle energies around us. And then we can engage with those senses in totally new ways, which rewires our brain as well. Our senses are very important.
Cool.
I'll link to it. That's cool.
And
And
and another thing, when you go out in nature, use all your senses. I mean, don't
Yes.
you could eat some plants, but use all your senses. Just see, feel, eat whatever. If there's a wild berry, make sure you check. But I want you to just at ease, just read, just enjoy. We do once a month, we walk here in nature here for the community as well, because I partner with Russell Rogers and we bring community strides and we just walk 2 miles. And we just get creative because I love creating things. So we walk around the football field and we make hearts walking. And we just make it fun. And people just come just because of that. But well, what do I do? We kind of walk, enjoy some time, like friends, even if we don't know each other. But we leave after walking that 2 miles just like at ease and happy. I created a heart, and what a beautiful thing. And we seen that they do ski shows, and we watch the skiers, and we see the little kids playing soccer, baseball, whatever the case may be, but there. But what if you try it in your community and just walk and just enjoy that? It's beautiful. It's I'm telling you, I have done so many changes in my life because I have tried it on. And every time I try it on that it works, my life changes. And if my life changes, the people around me change and my family changes and my generation changes. I took the opportunity to do. They could call me the black sheep. They could call me whatever they want, but I became the goat. What? We're not here to give up. Opportunities are always present. It's up to you whenever you are ready to take that opportunity. So, Hazen, I would like to ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
I would like for you to just talk a little bit about like any access, proven system, affiliated marketing for anyone that is looking for extra income.
You can go research affiliate marketing all over the place, and a lot of companies offer it. And I would definitely get with somebody that knows what they're looking at. And just like anything, there's companies that offer good things and things that don't. I'm part of an affiliate marketing company that is it's your own Amazon, Target, all in your pocket. It's growing. It's an offshoot of $1 billion 30-year company. So it's got all the backing that you want. These are things I look for. And it's not a startup. It's literally off a 30-year company that does manufacturing for 150 to 170 other direct sales. Like they do Tony Robbins stuff. They sell Joe Rogan stuff. Then they have other, like they have network marketing companies that they do all the manufacturing for. They're all based out of Texas. And so this guy started an affiliate marketing platform, and it's got like 250 companies on it now that are selling through 100,000 plus affiliate network. So basically the companies join it, they want to be a part of it because they want access to all the affiliates. And then the affiliates want access because they get 100% of the direct money from the vendor through this platform. The platform's the facilitator, kind of like an Amazon, and they take like a 7% to 10% fee, but nothing out of their commission. So they get a direct thing with it, which is huge. It also allows them to collaborate, and they can bring on other affiliates. So that's massive in the affiliate marketing world, because usually they don't do that, or they cut it off, or even for yourself, people that have big followings or even little followings, it's a constant thing to go out and get new affiliate deals, and this thing's all in one place, and you can bring on your competition, and you can make more money together with your competition. So that's a really cool one. And then I'm really getting heavy into looking at how to break inflation, and talking to a lot of these guys from that abundance group, and they're really heavy into buying silver and gold. And our money is being devalued more and more. We all know it, we hear about it, but we don't know anybody that does anything with it. So there's another company that's 10 years old that's kind of leading the space there, and it's not some garbage you order every month. It's actually silver and gold. So I don't see anybody loses in it. And I've been looking at it for a while, and these guys have vetted it, which they're better vetters than me, believe me. But they it's like, if you had a place you could get silver and gold, and you could help other people with it, that seems like a good deal with me. And it's you're getting gold and silver every month instead of wasting money on something that goes away. Not wasting money, but you're not getting like shakes, or you're not getting stuff that's intangible. You're for this, the monthly fee or whatever, you're actually getting silver and gold, and it's sent to you, or you can keep it in a bank. And it's I've looked through all the regulations. So there's another one. I like that one a lot, because no one loses in that. If somebody's paying for something every month, their retention is very high because they're getting silver and gold. But where do you go to get silver and gold? Most people are like, I would like to do that, but they don't know where to go. So I look at stuff like that, future, and like what's coming. That's why I got heavy into AI a year and a half ago and really learning it, and then app development. And then there's a bunch of stuff with 3D immersive, which, what does immersive mean? It's surrounded in a 3D world. So I got brought on as a partner in a company that is huge in the event space, and we got brought on there by a $15 billion technology company, and we are the event space for that company. So that's massive. And if you have connections in the event world, there's commission schedules for that as well. And then back to the platform, that's where it's going. It's the last $1 trillion industry that just hit was live social commerce, and they expected it to hit $1 trillion by the end of this year, and it hit $1 trillion. Think about what I'm saying: TikTok, whatnot, Instagram, Facebook Lives. People are on there going live social commerce, and it was supposed to be the end of this year, and it went over $1 trillion in 2024. So it went a year earlier than they expected it to go into the $1 trillion thing. So, and then another one of those is e-learning, like what Angelica's talking about with courses. That's supposed to be another $1 trillion industry. The next one's 3D immersive. Of course, AI, where that's going. Who in here in the chat, like, or if you want to say, do people in here like AI, or do they understand it?
I do. I use it.
Yes, I do a lot of AI.
Yeah, I use it a lot.
Is anybody afraid of it? Are you like what it's doing?
No,
Love AI. Freaking love it. use it all the time.
That's really good. There's people are capitalizing on some of the fear aspects of, well, a lot of the fear aspects of it. It reminds me of, do you guys remember the Millennium Bug? Back in
Yeah.
there's a book called The Millennium Bug. I mean, they were capitalizing on the fear of the 2-digit thing, saying everything's going to collapse, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, it was a big deal. I mean, they had people working around the clock to fix certain systems. And in my opinion, they had AI working on that already. There was programming. So I'm just going to break down what AI is in case nobody knows really, but I used to be a programmer. I do 6 to 10 programming languages. They're called languages. So that's a big part of it. So I knew those languages, and if somebody said, build me a website, this is a basic one. That was HTML or C++ or CSS, whatever. And you put that into programming language, which created a website. So nobody back then would have said, man, you didn't make my website. You use this programming language. I'm just throwing this in for a reason. Now we come into the age of AI over the past 10 years, 15 years, and AI is called, do you guys know that every AI is called LLM? They're called an LLM. Right.
I heard it from you before, but I didn't know that
Yeah.
prior you.
Yeah, I didn't know that either prior to talking to you.
Prior to talking to you, I didn't know that.
Me either.
So they're called LLMs because it's called large language model. Some people, but it's models. So large language models. So what that I went and took a course at Vanderbilt in Tennessee on prompt. We call it prompt engineering because you know that when you're going into AI, it's asking for a prompt and you're prompting it like a programmer. So prompt engineering is I learned AI through these super high tech. I mean, they're big in AI. And I went back to see the foundation, and they take you through prompt engineering is what they call it. There's people coming out, and that goes back to engineering, I guess. It's called prompt engineering, and they were like, AI is large language models. So that makes sense to me since I knew 6 to 10 programming languages. That's what AI is doing for you. It is now your programmer, but it knows all the languages. Right. So that's if you can, and be careful buying a bunch of AIs. Like I bought way too many AIs, and the truth is that you only need, like, I only use about 10 of them. Mike knows that's in Blangelika, and I can't remember all the ones I have, but they don't get into that trap of just buying AIs because they all do something, because that's another thing that's being pushed real hard right now.
Yeah.
Flash just AI. Well, most of them, they're all coming around to being able to do almost all the same stuff. Unless it's very specialized, like I was telling Blangelika, I've got one that's very specialized in helping create courses. It was trained for 5 years on how to just create online courses. So that's different. Do you all know that you can train these AIs?
Yes.
Yeah, you can train them, and those are more specific, and that's where people call them agents. And some of the fear isn't non-legit. One of the big AI companies that held back one of their last releases. It's an agentic. It's called agentic AI, and they act as an agent. They can act as you. They can model you. You can clone yourself, and they held it back 6 or 7 months because they massively tested because of the fear in the marketplace of what this thing could do. So they ran extra tests and everything to make sure, or to prove that it wasn't, taking over and all that kind of thing. So back to that. So AI is now your programmer, but it knows all the programming languages, and we all know it can do amazing things. And back to the original part there was a guy that said on one of these calls, well, now people are saying, well, You had AI make that photograph. You had AI do this. You didn't make it. So it's interesting because it's like that. So now it's like it's almost like when the web came out, it's like the wild, wild west a little bit. They're like, well, where is it you versus AI really did it? And then here's the other thing. If it's not more you than the AI, if it's like a prompt, guess what? All these AI models, remember, if something's free, you're the product. If you get to use something for free, you're the product. So we are testing and doing all this stuff for free with all these AIs, which that part's a little scary. But guess what? If you aren't prompting it heavily with your data, with your info, like when I did my courses, I uploaded every blog I've ever done. And so it's my data. If I go in there and say, you can do this now, and now and the speed of policing AI is exploding just as fast as AI almost. Like people are like, I have an app on my phone now that's AI that I can take anything that somebody's written and paste it in here, and it will tell me this is 70% done by AI, maybe 15% by people. It will tell you that. So they can detect that. So like people that are just writing books or doing these things, it's like, dude, it's too easy to test now. There's millions of websites. You can literally go on and was this done by AI or a person? So be careful with that. And oh, Janet, okay.
Yeah.
So what was I saying there? Oh, so back to that. So did the guy create the image? Did the guy create the website? So I said to the guy, well, how much of the prompting did you do? If you've got a 3 or 4 paragraph prompt, you can pretty much prove that you were the author, and the prompting is turned into, it's almost like its own programming. And some people talk to it and they program it that way. But just be careful with that. Like if you did a 1-sentence prompt and we're like, man, look at what I did. This is what I was getting to. Because it's free and the AIs are out there, they can guess what? They can claim ownership of that. It's not really you, it's them, it's their software. They created it, not you. So that's what you got to be careful of. If you're creating a bunch of stuff through AI, that's the only thing I'd be really careful of is who owns it. Because I think you're going to see, and what these guys are saying, and they're the top of the industry, is you're going to see some reclamation from these companies are like, that's our product. And did any of you read the terms and conditions?
Mm.
Yeah.
Who
will
does
say
that?
no.
I just wanted to turn to talk. Yeah, nobody reads them. They have the rights to everything you create unless you can prove you were the main author. So just be careful with that. So sorry I went on that tangent, but that's a big thing to know.
No,
Yeah, it is.
it's really good information. I mean, we are here to work faster, but what if you could just train it to be you, just be more detailed and it will just ease up your momentum, really.
Programming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's what I have done with mines, and that's what we do. And then we get together and we do prompts together. So we just create. I love that. What's one thing that you will feel, and actually in your chat at the beginning of the chat, there is a worksheet for everyone, and I will gladly send it over as well.
Post that again because it's not, if somebody came on later,
The
the worksheet.
the worksheet, sure, I'll send it again.
Yeah, if you could send it to me because I'm on my phone, I can't even see you guys. I could just hear you.
Oh, that's fine. I will gladly send it to you guys. And yeah, because I have Norma too that I want to send it to her. So I'll just send it to all of you. But yes, what's one thing that you could feel that you taken away that you could actually integrate or maybe just try it on and see from today's conversation? And once I go around the room, I would like for you to just introduce yourself and just tell us one thing that you will take away tonight. Allow yourself to speak. Oh, you can mute yourself. Anyone, or I could call people.
Hey, it's Michelle. I'll speak. I really learned a lot about this AI, and I learned I better start reading terms and conditions.
No, that's good. That's good. Michelle, can you present yourself and what you're working on? You invite them to your community.
Yes. I I can't type it in because, like I said, I can't even see you guys or the chat anything. Um, my community is empowering bosses, creating empires. Uh, my name's Michelle. I'm a business strategist, digital creator, author, uh, and I'm a speaker for summits. I am working on my next summit. I'm releasing my book, Silent Rooms, that I did co-creation with other ladies. It's about lockdown and COVID and reflecting in that time. Um, I'm working on the next summit. I just finished a summit Tired of Being Tired series, which I know Blangelika, you were in too. Um,
Yeah, for mental health for the mamas.
yes. And I'm working on some more courses. I'm working on a whole mess of stuff.
I love it. You're on fire. I like that. I
Yeah.
like that. I like that. Thank you. Thank you. And you want to share your group for whoever is watching live or actually for the replay?
Yeah, I just can't get into the chat right now. It's
No, you okay.
empowering bosses, creating empires, and check out the empowerment summit we just finished. A lot of people in this group right now are in that summit. Mike, Hazen, Blangelika, Janet was there watching the summit.
And we're gonna bring Heather in too.
Yes, Heather and I are going to have a coffee chat.
Yes, and I'll connect you today, Heather. I will connect you with some other friends that are not here today, but they're friends. And you're more than welcome to share your information in the chat for anyone here so that they could start connecting. Send me a friend request so that I could start connecting you with more people.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Well, I'm talking to you. I just will bring you on board.
Thank you. Thank you for
Thank you,
having
Michelle.
me. My name is Heather. I am new to this group and I have been looking for my tribe, people, like-minded people um, that are in the space of healing and, helping people. I am a registered nurse by trade, but I don't do that anymore because it doesn't they don't get to the root cause of the issues. So now I am on the other side, which is the really truly healing, with energy work, vibrations, sound, light, all of that. So now my passion is to help people get rid of health issues or their limiting beliefs or their traumas, their grief, whatever it is that they have. That is what my passion now is, to help them get over that. And their symptoms go away, the anxiety go away, their depression goes away, they can manifest things easily. I help them raise their vibrations. I help them get into more peace and flow. So I'm happy to be here with you guys.
And guys, she found me and she's here like 30 or less minutes away from me. Isn't that amazing? So
Wow.
yes, we didn't know each other. She just reached out. We had a conversation. We have another one, and it's so beautiful sharing, sharing, sharing. So thank you for being here. I'm so happy to have you here, and I will connect you, and you'll see from today it's on, girl. Be ready. Be ready. I love it.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Yes. Who's next? Normita. She said she bought the book, Hazen, that you recommended. She's on fire. She's like, I'm ready to go.
That's awesome.
Hi, I'm a retired teacher, moved down to Mexico, and I'm just learning more to be a homesteader and learning more about gardening and things like that. What can I do? I don't know. But one day maybe connecting and selling the products that I grow. I don't know. That's me.
You could create your new Reiki shares in your community. You're almost there. Woo.
Yeah. Yes.
That's beautiful.
Thank
I
you.
love it. And it's beautiful. I've been working with Norma since I opened the store. She actually found me also online. I think it was Eventbrite or something, Norma, or Facebook. Normita.
It was in Facebook.
Yeah, and that's how we
I
connected.
had tried other Reiki master. I went into their free webinars. It didn't click. No, then I went into you, and I think went into you 3 times till I said, okay, this is it.
And I received you with so much love, and it's always a pleasure having you here and texting me and never, if you need to text me, I'm always there. Okay. So thank you for being here. And also
Yep.
she is planting, she's growing herbs. I mean, you name it. She's from California, now in Mexico, and she's doing her love and in creating the space that she feels home. And I love that about you. So thank you so much for sharing. I would like to invite Mr. Mike Perry.
Oh, excuse me. I'm Mike, everyone, and human design coach, shaman, energy worker, tech master. I wear a lot of different hats. But one of the fundamental things that everything stems from is our energy. And I help us understand how to use that energy and where we're leaking it. A lot of the times when we face certain false beliefs, we let that keep us stuck, it's because there's an energy block. And Reiki and energy work can help relieve those blocks. Once those blocks are relieved, initiating the change or the habit to actually create what you want becomes much, much easier. And I use human design as one of the main tools to help us look really deep within your soul to see where those blocks are. Because some of them are ancestral. We're born with them. They live in our DNA. And that is my shamanic work to help you stand out and speak your truth. Love it. And there's a whole bunch of meditations and energy frequencies on my YouTube channel, which I'll put in the chat. If anyone would like to check them out, they're all free. And thank you, Blangelika and Hazen, for hosting this. I love your guys' energy. And Hazen, dude, oh, good to see you. Sorry I missed you last night, man.
Yeah, that's okay.
Thanks, guys.
We were planning a surprise for Mike, and it didn't work out, but it worked out today. Hazen was out for like 2 or 3 weeks, and we got on a Zoom call last night, and then he had another call through another call. He's like, but see if he could come in, and then he was not available. He's like, well, just tell him I said hello. We're like, oh, it's okay. We'll see him tomorrow.
Two ships in the night. I think that's what we used to always say when we shifts. It's super cool, and I think also that learning how to use our energy and talking about how this setting. Oh, so let me ask you this, dude. This whole pertains to this. How do you look at desire itself, and how does desire play into our money experience?
You're asking me that? How does desire play into our money experience? So I think if your desire is money, it's not like you can't make money, but I think it.
Well, let me give you a little context. So what I'm looking at viewing it through is there's a certain mindset in a lot of people, especially the ones like you were saying that don't really want you to succeed as their friend. They desire to have things, but yet they don't think they're worthy of having them. So they don't really allow that to embody their desire. Oh, I would love to have this, but I could never do that. Whereas an entrepreneur says, I desire to live this life, and I'm so full of that desire, I'm using that to create opportunities and things.
So entrepreneurs say the same thing to themselves, but they go over the hill. They say the same things. I don't deserve this. Man, I can't get that. That's part of the, when they say the entrepreneurial journey, or like, it's like this.
That makes sense.
They say the same thing. I've said the same things. Like some of those friends, some of them are long-term friends, and we keep certain, like if you've known somebody for 20 years, you're like, man, like that's my friend. No, they're not. I mean, sometimes. Like I separated from a really, that I thought was a close friend, but every opportunity he got, he would try to bring me down. Like even in public. And so that was part of that journey 15 years ago, 10 years ago. And it's like, but we barely even talk anymore. We talk every 3, 4, 5 months now. Because I just, and I'll tell you another thing, and I wish Janet was here. It's like, if you bring value to people, what's value? It's opportunity. It's all kinds of things. But if you're doing that and you're talking about opportunity and, man, I've got this idea, or if you're bringing the opportunity for money or like that kind of thing to people, they will naturally separate from you.
Yes.
They will naturally disappear. So if you're talking about that stuff and they're talking about what they're going to go party all weekend, or they're like, I'm going to go do this, or they're talking about, just terrible things about people, or it doesn't matter. If they're not on that, let's all like be on the beach together, they'll just start to disappear. You don't have to do much. They don't want to talk to you anymore, because all you talk about is these other, these things that maybe
Your evolution.
Yeah.
You're talking about your evolution. You're talking about your growth, what you have learned that you want to share with the world
Evolving.
because it's working for you, and they're not doing it. So for them, it's like you know too much.
Well, and people that, let's say they are like this guy, like 20 years friendship, they don't want you to grow past where they're comfortable. And that will also separate. And then that's where they'll start to, I mean, it got really bad. Like this guy, seriously, it's almost like it was just weird. If, it's like that group of guys in the abundance group, you don't have to worry about this. But let's say you're coming onto a really good idea and you're just on fire being funny one night or anything like that. You could see it in his face, and then it's like he was going to strike. Anything to just knock you down. And when I started noticing that was like, dang. I mean, he was ready, loaded. Like Hazen was 15, or, and he did this stupid thing, like anything he could come up with. It's like, well, yeah, that was 20 years ago, 50 years ago, a million years ago. I'm different today than I was yesterday.
See, I was judged just because I like to empower people. Oh, you're always so happy. I'm like, it's not that I'm happy. I have my own issues or struggles. This is years ago. But I don't choose to stay there. Back then, it took me longer. I'll dare myself to stay in that mentality now. And I mean, I've been kicked out of rooms. I'm not meant for everybody, and it's okay.
Not everybody's
I'm
cup of
happy
tea.
with me. And as long as I'm happy, I'm gonna bring happiness to the room and I'm at. And whoever is not aligned with me, they can just suck it up.
Remind me to send
Yep.
you a Blangelika.
I agree.
Huh?
I just encountered that the other day.
Yeah, it happens and it's okay. Let go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Brush it off. Just a bad apple.
Remind
Why
me.
are you laughing at me?
I've got a video for you, Blangelika, that you got to, based on what you just said. So back to my desire of money. I don't really desire money. I've made a ton of money. and that's why part of this board came in with fulfillment. You know, my 5 points. And I know a lot of people with money, and I know this is like that thing people say, they are not freaking happy. They are not happy. They have, they don't know what to do with themselves. They don't have any real friendships. Man, like they are not happy. And it's like, I don't desire money. And it's okay to want money. I mean, money, you gotta have money, but I'm trying to say without sounding like what they say. It's like,
But
I desire fulfillment. So when I find when I make people laugh or have a good time, or I teach them something, or I help somebody, that brings me fulfillment. And that usually, not usually, that sometimes turns into,
that's kind of my point, because when you embody the fulfillment, you embody your desire. And that energetically makes you magnetic to the opportunities to make money.
oh, there you go. Oh, that was
How did
okay.
you guys get here?
Right. And that's what
My desires.
my desire.
My desires
Yeah.
is to come in community. My desires is to be open to receive love, wealth, health, you name it, and how people land, because I have the desire to share that, and it just comes naturally. But I had to go through to the phase of allowing me to receive, because there was a time that I didn't even want to receive love.
Yep. You too.
Yeah, but it's so beautiful. Oh gosh, I could sit here and talk about it all day, and we don't have all day. But once you allow yourself permission for what? To receive? Who doesn't want to receive? You deserve it. You have worked so hard. And if you're here in this room, you have done a lot of work. And it's so amazing to share this amazing tools that you could actually work on your own. And if you need guidance, then we have plenty of people here that are willing to help too. But just try it on first and see how it works for you, and come back and let us know. And I will be sharing this worksheet also. I'll try just to send it via email. That way you could have it and just try it on and see, and come back. I would like to know how it works for you. How are you feeling? Did anything change? Because you just don't do it and forget about it. Well, sometimes you have to, but I'm saying you embody it. Just try to embody. It's part of you. Try to put it into a 7-day plan or something. Just try it on. Just try it on and come back. Do we have any questions so far, or any comments that you would like? Go ahead, Heather.
Hazen, you said gold and silver. Where do you buy that?
It's through a company that friends of mine have been a part of for a long time, and I met the CEO, and it's just through the years finding a place that you could also do the affiliate marketing side of it to bring people in, because people don't know where to do that. So I can share that with you.
Sure,
I
yes.
won't show you the website stuff, but let me see. Let's see here.
Yes, our money has hardly any value now. So yes, it's
Yeah.
If you
Are
want,
they in California, Hazen?
they're in like 40 countries, actually.
Oh, okay.
It's
Somebody brought this opportunity up to me the other day about gold and silver.
oh, interesting. Yeah, I mean, you're gonna see more and more about this stuff because of what Heather just said.
there's nothing
But
backing
when
up
you
our
have
money.
when you have a chance, I'd like to discuss it with you.
Okay.
Yeah, me too. Or
Heather,
we could do another meeting for this. And we could bring more
Yeah,
people in and then we'll help each other. Yeah.
yeah.
Sorry,
Um,
could you repeat the last part? I missed it. I had to take a phone call.
Heather asked about gold and silver and more about that. And I'm just about to ask Heather for your email and I can send it to you.
Yes, Heather Pham, so that's Heather Pham, P.
Wait. Hold on, Heather. You're going,
Just write it in the comments. He'll copy and
Heather. So it's Heather. Go ahead.
Pham, P like Paul, HAM like Mary at hotmail.com.
You have a Hotmail address?
Yes, I don't have an AOL account.
But it's so funny. I remember, ching, what was the sound? You guys remember that
Yeah.
sound? It sounded like it was lagging forever and ever.
That's funny. I'm sending you a test email right now.
Okay.
I'm gonna send it from my Gmail.
Yes, and also Hazen, if you want to share your calendar, maybe she could book a call with you. You could go more in depth. Or we could create another event and
No,
we could do
why
whatever
do
we
I have a
want. That's
calendar?
the beauty of this.
Yeah, let's have an event.
Yeah, we
Yes.
could do an event. We're in. We're in, Hazen. What's up? What
Yep.
else? What else we got?
So that's
I would like to invite you, by the way, tomorrow at 2 p.m. for the Reiki Summit. We have the Reiki Masters coming in. We have 6 amazing, well, 7 with me, but we have 6 amazing Reiki Masters that I'm bringing to the stage. And together we are sharing energy healing for the collective. And yeah, so why not join us and just get that amazing feeling? And I bet you're going to sleep like a baby.
let's see. Does anybody here have time to talk? I've got a 3D company meeting at 2:30 p.m. Eastern.
Let me finalize this and whoever wants to stay could stay. So thank you so much for being with us and I will see you. Actually, our next Blazen Connection has been scheduled for the 27th of June. We'll come up with Hazen and I will have to get together and what we're bringing to our table. And once we have that, we'll go live. So stay tuned. If you need to reach us, my name is Blangelika, founder of I Am My Biggest Fan Store, owner of Blangelika's Boutique, and you could contact me at www.blangelikasboutique.com. I love you guys.